So I gotta admit, I'm a little bit stressed right now because we're about to take a trip up to Toronto, Canada, just to do some traveling, and I'm gonna do some shooting while we're there. But like, I got to thinking, what do you really take for travel photography? Like, I do landscape photography a lot, but I think travel photography is kind of lumped into the same family because it's still outdoors for the most part, and you're traveling and you're seeing new things and you're reacting to light. But I got to thinking, like, what should I even take for this trip and how do I usually pack? So I guess this is like a vlog of what I'm packing before the vlog of where we're going. So first, let's start off with just the gear that you take, or how to pack or take the gear that you want to shoot with. So let's start with those ICUs, those internal compartment units that you can put inside of your camera bag. Typically, I'm shooting with an ICU that's like this size, a gigantic size where you can pack 3 to 4 lenses at a time. You can fit it down in your bag, but I just don't have the size or the space for that. And typically, I'm actually shooting with this bag, one of my favorite camera's bags that I found for landscape photography, the F-Stop Gear Talopa bag. Just great bag overall, but I can't take this. And there's 3 reasons why. Number 1, the internal compartment is absolutely gigantic and I don't have a lot of room up top. Number 2, it's extremely bright and I don't like to have a lot of attention drawn to myself as I'm overpacking my bag and taking too much gear as a carry-on item. I don't want to draw attention to myself and have people look at me and be like, he's way overpacked and he can't take that on the airplane. Number 3, it has the computer slot inside, and that's a big problem for me, because I don't like to have my laptop on the inside of my bag when I go through security and they're like, take out your computers as you go through the line. I like to have my computer on the outside of my camera bag instead, which is the main reason why I'm taking this bag, the Mindshift Backlight Elite 45 liter, instead of my Talopa 50 liter for travel. It's got the slot on the outside so I can easily access my computer, dive right in there, get the computer out, put it back in, and it's still big enough, doesn't draw a lot of attention. Just the ICU is the problem that I have to get around to take the gear that I want to take for travel photography. So to solve that problem, I'm taking this little conundrum, the Mindshift Staffmaster 13 liter, a smaller ICU that will allow me to pack less camera gear, but more travel gear, but still take the essential gear. Speaking of that, this is what I'm taking. So in the ICU, we have 2 cameras and 3 lenses. We have the 50 to 140 f2.8. This is attached to the Fujifilm X-T30. We have a Rokinon 12mm f2 that's attached to the Sony a6000. And then we have a medium range, which is the tiny little lens up in the top right corner that's a 35mm f2 Fuji lens that's absolutely a stout lens. And then lastly, we have a little DJI Osmo Pocket that'll help us get some time lapses and just other fun travel stuff as we go along the way. So there you have it, bag packed full, ready to go, besides the tripod. And this is a travel tripod from Vanguard. It's a good travel tripod, really lightweight, small, compactable, which is exactly what I want. I don't want it sticking up above this bag just because I want to stow this in overhead and have separate compartments that I'm able to get to, like my camera and the lenses itself. Now I want a wide angle lens just because I want to snap a lot of those like really wide photos of some iconic places that we're gonna go. Also, I want a mid-range lens to not allow me to get too close to things like I would with a telephoto lens, but still get like mid-range compression on some of the scenes that I'm going to photograph. If I see like a cool door or a wall, things like that, that will allow me to use a 35mm and then a telephoto lens just to get some of those very intimate details while we're out traveling in Toronto. Everything else in the bag is going to be clothes and stuff, so you can easily take a bag like this, a few lenses, your computer, a tripod, and your clothes just on like a 5-day trip really easily, just being smart about what bag you use, how you pack it, and what kind of gear you take, thinking ahead to those shots that you want to get while you're out traveling, doing whatever you want to do outside when you're in a new place. So I wanted to do this vlog basically because a lot of people like share travel gear and things that they take on their trips whenever they go travel and shoot photography at the same time, but no one really talks about like what bags you take and how to pack them, and some good ideas for fitting all the gear you want into a bag. Maybe why you want to take some less gear, but think about the gear that you want to take to get the right photos. So you're taking less, but you're thinking critically about packing and kind of weighing those two, deciding which lenses you want to take and why. Then a tripod, of course, in case you get into those long exposure situations to photograph those things. But just think logically and think ahead to what kind of photos you want to get. Where is your computer going to go while you're out traveling, getting all those images back onto your computer to save so they don't get deleted off of your memory card. All those things come into play whether you're in the airport, whether you're out on the streets traveling. So keep these things in mind, and the next stop we'll be in is Toronto.